Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell. Oh, man. Trucking with David H. on Facebook, where you find quicker updates on the nonsense I go through in trucking. Sporadic updates, anyways. Let's see if anyone wants to play. What is today? Billy, what is today? Is today Wednesday, Thursday? Let's see. Today is Thursday. Truck Trader Sam, what's up? What's up? As you can see, trailerless at home. Give it a minute and we'll talk about this settlement issue we got going on here. I did the math. It's kind of peculiar. Kind of peculiar here. I got my stamp for my truck, you know, I kind of don't like the way it comes out. Well, that one came out good, but I guess if you push too hard, it blends. So that's what I need to do, is just not push real hard. Okay, I see. Why I'm not pushing that hard this time is I was using my left hand, which is not my dominant hand. Billy, you happy to be home, play with your toys? Huh? You going to your buddy's house tomorrow to stay the night? Well, Mommy and I go out on town. But I got my settlements printed out here. The two that don't want you to be able to pause and see numbers now, do I? The two that we have a problem with. Now, it's kind of peculiar. Same agent with the problems. One of them was $298 discrepancy, and the other one's a $500 discrepancy. So I called Landstar this morning and talked to their settlements department, and she basically looked at it. She goes, "Oh, okay, well, can you send me the rate con sheets?" She sent me an email and said, "Email them rate con sheets." She goes, "Well, have you reached out to the agent?" I said, "No." I really didn't know what protocol was, so I called here. She goes, "Okay, that's fine. We'll deal with it." She goes, "But when we're done, why don't you try reaching out to the agent and see what they say?" So I did just that. I gave her information, then I called the agent, who he's really cool. You know, he's the guy I found. Got me a load out, my very first load out of Texas. And then when I was in Texas again and I was looking for a load, he found me a load. Both loads were decent paying. So I like him as a contact. I'm just curious to see what the deal is and why we got these discrepancies. He asked me immediately, "Oh, were you late on the load, or, was there any problems or anything?" I was like, no problems, no nothing. We're all good. So he said he's going to reach out to I forgot what he called it, the customer or something, and see what's up. And he'll get back to me by the end of the day. Landstar says that their process can take a few days. So obviously, yeah. And they're still, I sent Landstar the copies of the rate-con sheet and said, "Okay, I reached out to the broker and he's looking into it." And they said, "Okay, that's fine. We'll still do it on our side." Why is that on the floor? It's a bedazzled sticker. Is that from when my grandbaby was here? And Melissa doing some weird stuff, playing with bedazzled stickers. So there was that. Then I asked her, why are loads paying when they're not supposed to pay? She agreed that, yeah, it's supposed to be anything on the pay cutoff for my particular is Friday at 2 p.m. to pay, the following Tuesday. And she said, well, their new system, they got some hiccups in. And she says, she explained why. So basically, what I'm going to have to do, and she was pretty impressed at my accounting, how I keep account, because she was like, what's the big deal? Um, and I told her it messes up my accounting. I keep a spreadsheet of each load, what the line haul, fuel surcharge, and everything. And that way, at the end of the week, when my pay settlement comes, if it says you grossed $5,000, I can just quickly look at my spreadsheet and say, oh, look, it grossed $5,000 too. Load's good. Don't need to worry about it. I got the fuel surcharge was this, line haul was this. Fuel surcharges are added, and it's just quick and easy. Otherwise, you got to go over each load, pull the rate con sheet out, look at it, see if it all matches, and so on and so forth. Whenever I get a load, I always make sure the line haul and the fuel surcharge match of what what it's supposed to be, and it totals out to the total rate. So basically, what I'm going to have to do is when I get close to anything after Friday, I'm not going to submit bills between Friday and Tuesday. I'll submit bills Tuesday through Friday, if that makes sense. If I don't want to go through this headache because now what I have to do is I have to go to my spreadsheet. I got to erase it all from this week and put it onto that week, which I'm going to do in this case to get things all squared away because it's just a mess. And this ain't something I'm going to ever use for an accounting purpose of actual accounting. I've got a bookkeeper that does that. But this is just for me to quickly see that my loads are all paid what they were supposed to pay without having to go through. Because at Prime, I used to go through each week and, okay, that paid, that paid, that paid. But I'd have everything just scribbled down on a sheet of paper. Which, you know what, in all honesty, that might not be a bad idea, is just ditch the spreadsheet altogether and just write it down in a notebook. And that way, if it pays on the wrong day, it won't be a big deal. That's something to think about. Maybe I'll do that and just ditch the spreadsheet. And that way I can submit my bills right after I deliver a load, like I like doing, because I don't like holding on to bills. Yeah, I might just do that. And if one day they get their shit together and their program pays like it's supposed to, I can go back to my spreadsheet. Yeah, that might be the way to go. So what's up with everybody, huh? Anybody having any issues? Glenn, how you doing? Sam? People are out there making money while I'm sitting here. Now, the second part of this video is I'm home today. I got home yesterday. I couldn't find a load leaving Alabama going to Texas that a direct load here, which wasn't a big deal. There was some loads picking up in Mississippi going to Texas or going to Louisiana, actually. And none of them made sense. I got to the point to where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to pick up today and deliver tomorrow for $300 in fuel. Not even that. I think what did it cost me in fuel to come here? We'll call it $300 to make 300. I mean, these loads were just basically paying fuel. Any of the good loads that you'd make money on didn't exist. Oh, that's handled. How the fuck's it handled 2 days in advance? But anyways, it didn't exist. They didn't exist. Or, oh, you know what? That's supposed to be a flatbed load. I'm sorry, type stuff. So you lived and learned. I ended up deadheading 550 miles home, which sucked, but I had to be home for this thing. We had this thing planned for a long time. We're going to see, I guess it's a comedy show or something. It's basically a date night. We're going to spend the night out in Austin or Houston. No, not Houston. Austin or I think Austin, some fancy hotel. But so now what I'm doing is I got me a load that because I'm going to go back out on Monday. So I already got me a load that picks up Monday morning, 27-mile deadhead, which is nice. My trailer's parked in Livingston, Texas, and I'll be picking up in Cleveland, Texas, which is 30 miles up the road. Um, yeah, my tractor's not with my trailer, so I'll have to go pick up the trailer. No big deal. Um, I used to live in Livingston, Texas. That's why my trailer's parked over there. That's where I used to store my truck and trailer because it couldn't park at the house. But anyway, so that load delivers on the 20th. First come, first serve. I'll have it there. I mean, that delivered load delivers on the 19th. First come, first serve up to 5 o'clock. I'll have it there first thing in the morning. So, it's I can literally get another load. There's a couple loads that intrigue me. Both of them are dropping hooks. I'm just afraid to pull the trigger on it. There's one going to Ohio, and I kind of looked in Ohio to see if there's loads coming back towards Texas because I do kind of want to be home for Thanksgiving. The family's getting together, and I'd really like to be home for Thanksgiving, but it's not an end-all be-all. I'm not going to deadhead home for Thanksgiving just for the fact that I would only be coming home for the one day and going back out right away. So it's not an end-all be-all to come home for Thanksgiving. Would be nice, but being I came home today and I'm going to be here for 4 days, it really don't make sense. If I was making better money, I would say yeah, but right now money is so tight that I can't be playing games because I'm going to be playing games come winter time. In December when I go on my Jeep vacation, I'm going to send the truck into the shop to get some work done, much needed work done to it. And that's going to cost money. So we need to try to make some money, to spend some money. Although I'm hoping everything's going to be covered under warranty. But you know how these companies are. Oh, well, that wasn't covered or we didn't find nothing. So it's $600 diagnostic fee. Bullshit. Check out Grinding Gears. He works for Landstar, also lives in Texas. Yeah, I've seen his videos before I went to Landstar. It cracks me up because he's home all the time. But last I heard, he kind of all over the place. He's gonna go back to step deck or flatbed, and then working for a company. Then he said something about gonna go get his own authority or hinting to it. I don't know what's up with him. Had an accident yesterday pulling into a fuel island and a car pulled out in front of me. Oh shit. You okay, man? Were they okay? Your truck okay? What's happening, Confused Outlaw? Glad you made it home safely and figured out your payroll. Yeah, I figured out the payroll, but are they going to come up with some bullshit to not pay me that money? That's what's scaring me, because he's right away. Oh, there must be something. Were you late or, were you this and that and the other? No, I wasn't late. No, I wasn't this. No, I wasn't that. No, I wasn't the other. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of nonsense they're gonna play, what kind of game they're gonna play. But it's not making me happy. Not making me happy at all. Trying to think what load was that? That was the Georgia load. Nope, that delivered just fine. There was no problem there. And then he got me the one going to Ohio. No problem there. Delivered that load on time. Everything was good. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of bullshit they're trying to pull. What's up, Mark? How you doing? How you doing? Money will come. It's just time. Oh yeah, Sam. It is. But what hurts is I'm out. What $798 between the two loads. It's irritating me that it's the same agent, and one for 500, one for $298. I mean, I and it kind of upsets me because he seemed like the two times I needed him, he panned out for me with decent loads. But I mean, if you're gonna have to go through this nonsense every time you get paid, that ain't fair, and I won't be using them again. As a matter of fact, I was gonna give them to well, we'll leave it at that. I had two bad batteries. They wanted to replace four to get the warranty. What sense does that make? Man, I would never replace just two batteries. I replaced all four of my batteries at the time. Matter of fact, I had one battery in my truck bad just 6 months ago. The batteries were 2 years old, 2.5 years old. Nope, replace all four. I ain't fucking around with my bat. When it comes and winter's coming, fuck that. Nope. Nope, battery starting that truck is too important. I know it's not as important to you, Cliff, because you got reefer you can jump start off of, but yeah. Yeah, everything is good. Just another thing to throw on the plate. Yeah, that sucks, Glenn, man. That sucks. I'm not, yeah, fuck. That sucks. I can't even imagine having to deal with that shit. That's like when the guy hit my mirror at the truck stop, being it was just a couple little scratches. I didn't want to deal with it. It's like today's your lucky day, buddy. Yeah, it sucks. You got to keep running behind your money till they pay you for it. Imagine how many people they don't pay attention to their payroll. That's crazy. I always watch it. Oh, you know what? That's funny you say that because I've known people when I was back at Prime, and Prime would give you that Christmas bonus, $100 or whatever it was. I would talk about getting that Christmas bonus, and people I knew were like, "Oh, when did we get that?" I was like, "Oh, a couple weeks ago." "Oh, really? I don't know. Did I get? Let me look." "Oh yeah, I got it." So that tells me that they don't pay attention to their pay statements. I also had somebody I knew that tell me one time, "No, if my pay is good, I don't even care. I ain't even going to worry about it. I've made good money. That's all that matters." Man, you know how many times I found discrepancies at Prime where I was billed for something that wasn't, shouldn't have been? Yeah, it was only $50, and it didn't make my paycheck look bad. It's just I caught it when I looked. You got to look at every pay statement. As a matter of fact, the young lady I talked to over at Landstar today, she was like, "Oh, wow, you're pretty on top of things, with the spreadsheet and everything." She goes, "You'd be surprised at how many times we get people calling up and they found something from weeks ago because they never look at their bills, and whatever reason they happen to see it." Yeah, I need to cut my hair. I say I got fuzzies back there. I look at every pay statement. The only reason why I waited till now is because I seen a discrepancy, but I didn't know the Landstar way of them paying. So until I can literally legitly sit down and I printed out my two statements, and I pulled all my rate con sheets, matched them up, wrote out down the deal. Everything was fine except those two. The line hauls were good. Because if your line haul and your fuel surcharge add up, it's going to add up to what that rate was. So it's sad, and technically they didn't get me for $798. It's $798, and then you take out Landstar's cut, so it's not quite $798. It's I can tell you what it is. They got me for it. And of course, Landstar wants their money. $798. They got me for $518.70. So no, that's $500 I want. I want that $500 for sure. The other day I got a load from California to Utah to drop at terminal. Rate was $2 ish a mile. So on app it was 1,800 something. Then a few days later, looking at my load, then was changed to 980. Then dispatch changed it. Here's the thing: when you're dropping at a terminal, no matters what they're telling you it is, it doesn't. Your rate changes once you drop that trailer to what the load actually is. So you always, when you drop a load at the terminal, always immediately look at that rate, and you'll see that it's either didn't change or it changed. Because a lot of times when they're giving you a repower load or a load you're dropping, not a repower load you're dropping, they're just running the math. Okay, well, this load pays X amount of dollars. You're supposed to take X amount of miles, but you're only taking it this many miles. Sometimes what they're forgetting about is somebody's got to pay for the out of route miles. So if you're taking a load, if you're dropping a load at the terminal for your home time or whatever, and you got out of route miles, you're paying for those miles. And if you do the math and it's going to pay you $1,000, but you didn't subtract that 200-mile out of route miles, you damn sure when you get to the terminal and hit and run those bills, it's going to change that rate because they got to pay. They got to pay somebody to take that load back into route. So whenever I got a load going to the terminal, I never figured that money until I got there, and it usually wasn't a big difference. Sometimes it was a really big difference, but you knew something was wrong because you're picking up in Russellville going 350 miles to the terminal, and they're paying you like $3,500 because that load's supposed to go to Washington, and you're like, yeah, no, they're not, they don't have my drop in there. And then of course when you drop it, now you end up with $600. So yeah, you always got to watch when you drop. It's going to change. My last TNT student, I didn't get 500 bonus. I was like, where's the damn bonus? I have to receive it to this week too. Yeah, that's crazy. People just look how much they. Yeah, I've never understood that because every time my truck went in the shop at Prime, every single time there was a discrepancy. There's a discrepancy in the shop repair bill. They were charging me for warranty well, yeah, usually that's what it was. They would be charging me for warranty work. I had airbags. They replaced my airbags on my truck one time, and they charged me for mounting hardware and fittings. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not like my truck's rusty. Like they had to cut the hardware off. And so I called, and the first guy I talked to said, yeah, well, that's not covered. I was like, well, why not? Well, because it's not the airbag. The airbag's covered. The parts and labor for the airbag's covered. Well, okay, what did you need to change a brass T-fitting for? Because you didn't want to take it out of the old airbag? So needless to say, they sent me to the higher up, and he's like, no, that's all covered. He goes, yeah, it's all part of the airbag, and did it. Another time when I first got this truck, you would open the curtain and the curtain would shut your APU off because where they put the button to turn the APU on and off was right behind the curtain. So I went in and said, hey, my APU keeps turning off randomly. I mean, my inverter randomly. I don't know why, what the rhyme or reason to it, because I didn't realize it was every time I opened the curtain. And the guy came in and he's checking things out, and he goes, you know what? And he slides the curtain all the way open, and boom, it shuts off. Because I bet you that's what it is. I said, that could be. So he unmounts the switch and he moves it over to the sidewall and remounts it. Well, they charged me $95 for that. And of course I called and I said, well, why am I paying for that? I already paid, I bought the truck with that in there. He goes, yeah, but that's, you wanted that moved over to the sidewall. That's not covered. I said, I wanted it moved over to the sidewall because where you guys put it, it was being turned off. Yeah, but we don't cover that. Okay, higher up, please. Higher up. Oh my God, why do I have to deal with this kind of crap? Of course it's covered. We made the mistake. We're covering it. You know, we put the switch in a spot where it doesn't work. Of course, we're going to cover it. I should have said, good. Now fix the two drill holes that from the old screws. But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? You got to stay on top of your stuff. If you're not writing it down, put it in a spreadsheet. If you're not putting it, I mean, just stay on top of your stuff. $5 here, $5 there, $10 here, you know, $20. It adds up over time. I mean, it adds up over time. You know, you can end up hundreds or if not thousands of dollars at the end of the year lost because you weren't paying attention. I mean, this situation right here, my pay was more money than I was expecting it to be. So I could have simply just went, oh, it's more than I thought. Everything must be okay, and never look at it. I mean, why would I? Why would I need to look at it? It paid out better than I thought it was going to pay out. You know, and if you're wondering, well, then your spreadsheet didn't, you know, your spreadsheet didn't match, so you should have been worried about it because why? Well, that's where I noticed that they're paying for loads because both weeks they paid for a load on the week that it wasn't supposed to pay. So I don't think doing a spreadsheet is going to work out for me like I'm hoping, unless I want to sit and play with my spreadsheet every week and change money around and everything, which that just kind of seems counterproductive. So I think what I'll do is I'll just write down what the loads pay in a notebook, and that way you can just match the loads up to the week, whether it's this week or next week or whatever. I'll do it like I used to do it at Prime. Greg Hurley, how you doing, brother? How you doing up in the frozen tundra? All right, it's not freezing up there yet, is it? Sam says, yeah, that's bullshit, because if you fix something at a dealership, they just tell you it's under warranty, you're good to go. There's no labor. I always prefer to go to a dealership. Yeah. I'm the only active in comments. Come on, guys. Someone take over. Take over me. Take over for him. Yeah, people are quiet today. They just want to listen to me rant. No, I'm not even ranting. I'm just basically giving an update. And sometimes like this live here, it's going to just be a short one. It's easier to just go live and give an update rather than make a recorded video and give an update, because the recorded, you got to edit it and, you know, all that bullshit. So it's easier to just do this. You fly to Alaska on 12/1. Okay. Are you planning on staying with Landstar long-term or short-term? No, my goal, the whole reason I went to Landstar is I'm hoping I can use this as a long-term get me out of the truck type deal. And when I say get me out of the truck, I was only planning on trucking for another 2-3 years maybe, and then go get a local job over here, you know, working at McDonald's and, you know, get off the road. And then I thought about it. I'm like, when Melissa was having a hard time finding work, it's like, well, geez, look, it's going to be tough for me. So I thought about it and I said, well, what if I was at Landstar and I find some agents or whatever, and or just play the load board and run. You know what? Let me go to Georgia and back, and then I'm home the rest of the week. Let me do enough work to make $1,000 a week, type thing. You know, $800 a week, and so that might be my long term, at least until my truck dies. I mean, once this truck dies, meaning that I'm done with it, I'm not going to repair it anymore. I'm going to just scrap it. Then I'll definitely getting out of the truck and going. If I'm staying in trucking, I'll go company somewhere. But I'm done with the. I'm not buying another truck, and I'm not going to lease another truck. I don't want that responsibility. I'm just done running real hard. You know what I mean? I'm done running real hard. And when you're leasing a truck, you got to run your ass off. You know, there's a couple local deals up here. You know, you run company truck. I would probably have to, well, I don't know, but we'll see. It's long term. What's up, Wombats? Hey, David, you ever have the Tapatio flavored Doritos? I got some yesterday, and oh Lord, they are freaking amazing. Yes, Lucas Wilsterman, as a matter of fact, loves those. I got some. I like them. I prefer to dump Tapatio on a regular Dorito, though. If you haven't done that, do it, and your whole life, you'll rethink your whole existence on Earth. I've got to the point to where I just fucking open up a bag of Doritos and just dump, 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 shake, 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 shake the bag up. Look, I'm drooling. And it's just a bomb. I'm kind of waiting for, oh, it's 11 o'clock. I can get some lunch. I haven't had breakfast and I don't feel like making anything. Right here in our little oasis, there's a little fast food joint, I would say. Well, no, it's fast food. There's no eating there, but it's not a chain. You know, they make their hamburgers actually taste like barbecue, burgers at somebody's house. Billy said, "No, Dad, you're not sitting here without me." Huh, Billy? You heard that we were gonna go. You're like, "I want to go." You're staying here, buddy. It's right here within I call it our complex. It's not a complex. It's just you turn into the street and it's like all these streets within themselves. Yeah, nah, try dumping the Tapatio on the Doritos themselves. I live dangerously. I'm gonna drink my Tapatio flavored I'm gonna dunk my Tapatio flavored Doritos in Tapatio sauce. Yeah, I'm wild. Tabasco and Lay's potato chips. See, I'm not a Tabasco fan. I don't like that high vinegar taste of Tabasco. But I used to put Tapatio on everything. I would have put it on my Lay's. Definitely, if you haven't put Tapatio on popcorn, you don't know what you're missing. Tapatio and popcorn's the shit. Also, when you go to the movie theater, you get you get popcorn and then get a cup of jalapenos. Dump the jalapenos and the juice on that popcorn. Boy, you don't know what you're missing. You'll never eat popcorn by itself again. Have you did the math on how much you make with Landstar after taxes? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, every week, Confused Outlaw, I put 25%. I take 25% out of my I don't want to call it out of my gross, but it's technically my gross to my bank account. I take 25% out of the money going to my bank account and I put it in my business savings account to pay I pay taxes quarterly. And then usually at the end of the year, I'll have a bunch of money that because I save too much because I put more in than I need to because I don't have state taxes. Like one year I overpaid into that account $10,000. So I basically got a $10,000 tax return at the end of the year. David makes $30 after taxes. Shut up, Wombat. Speaking of money, you know what's the biggest scam ever created? Yeah, taxes. Taxes, man. I hate paying taxes. It's some bullshit. At least I get to fire the Jeep up today. Go get my lunch with it. Tabasco Sriracha is the best. That's funny. I don't know about Tabasco Sriracha, but I got some spicy Sriracha. I don't know if, no, you guys want to know what the best, I wouldn't put it on chips, but Bluebell, here you go, right here. Habanero hot sauce. They used to call it habanero condiment. This goes good on everything, especially like hot dogs and hamburgers. I bring these home. I buy these and I bring them home and I always forget them. There you go. And then you got your Korean style red chili sauce. And then I'm afraid to eat them after they've sat around for a few weeks, so I end up throwing them away. Where's my sriracha? I know you don't need to keep hot sauce in the refrigerator, but it just freaks me out not to. Oh, this is some really good stuff here. This is, if you don't like high vinegar content, this is really good. Louisiana hot sauce. It's Cajun Chef. It's really, really good. Really, really good. Melissa bought that off Amazon because she couldn't find it in the stores and she didn't realize what a big ass bottle it was. Maybe I'll just make some eggs. Melissa didn't make me no food. Trump's going to eliminate taxes on overtime. He's also supposed to eliminate taxes on tips, which is good because that's how Melissa makes her paycheck. Is she's pretty much tips only. Doing my laundry here. See how much time's left on it. Oh, she's in the final spin. Oh, good. Make sure it's Melissa. There's probably clothes in the dryer. Oh shit! No clothes in the dryer. That's amazing. That's amazing for Melissa. I mean, although I don't know, maybe she's quit doing that. But back before I went trucking, when I'd get up in the morning to go get clothes, it was the norm to just go to the dryer to get your clothes. She'll kill me. Thank God she's at work. She can't see this video. I've heard people defend leasing, saying it's awesome to chase the tax deduction. I mean, I can defend leasing, not for that reason, over like a company driver, just because when you lease a truck, as long as you don't get screwed with some issues, you can make $300 to $500 more a week over a company driver. If you get a truck that's breaking a lot, you're gonna just, you might as well be company because you're going to lose your ass. Daniel Tosh said it best. You know what's better than a tax write-off? Keeping your money. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That would be awesome for you then, Greg, if more than half your income's overtime pay. But yet you didn't want to vote for Trump, and he's going to try to make you more money. Come on now. I was a little worried what my taxes would climb to after paying the truck off. It's not at all bad. It's a little more, but man, it's so nice not buying prime anymore trucks. Yeah, I was worried about it too, but it is what it is. But on that note, I'm going to let you guys go because I got to I got to call in my order for my lunch and then go pick it up. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Trucking with David H on Facebook.